What's going on, guys? It's Hades and I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be going over the different status effects in the game. I think there are currently 17. At least I have 17 equipped. Not Oda doesn't do anything, but all these guys have their own special little status effect, and I'm going to be going over each one and what they do. But before we get started with the video, I want to say thank you to everyone that subscribed. We reached 500 subscribers really fast, and honestly I was not expecting that. The giveaway happened yesterday around 7 p.m. and I meant to stream it, but apparently I had to wait 24 hours to be verified so I can stream on YouTube. So that was kind of an L, but we did have our 5 winners. I know I only announced 3 before, how it was going to be Thor and the 1k gems for 2 people, but then I asked one of the devs if they can give me an extra unit, and they gave me Christmas Iron Man, I think. He's a 1-in-1 unit, so no one else has him in the game, and the winner for that one was Bird. He should be in one of the posts I made in the community post, and the other unit I decided to give away was Ichigo, not the ultimate, the divine one. But yeah, like I said before, thank you to everyone that did subscribe. I will be doing more giveaways in the future, maybe when I hit 1k subscribers, maybe, perhaps. But I do plan on doing something special with the Noob to Pro series, so make sure you keep up with that series. But yeah, anyways, let's get right into the video. So for the first set, I kind of changed the, what do you call it? I went to my actual main account instead of the other server. But yeah, so for this one, I'm gonna start off with these effects down here, and we're gonna choose like a somewhat easy map, nothing too crazy. Probably go with Ant's Nest. Alright, so like always, I'm gonna put Bulma down first, and then for the first one, let's see Spider-Man. Let's put all 5 of them down. Alright, so he applies Sticky, as you can see, and what Sticky does is it slows down the enemies by, I'm pretty sure, 20%. I could be wrong though. Alright, and then back here, let me put down Geto, and then I'll show you guys what he does. Okay, so they just got deleted. Let me do it over here. So with Geto, he applies Geto's Curse, and what that does is it deals 33% of his base damage. So pretty much, so his base damage right now for me is 33. So I think that should be doing around like, hey, let's see it. 10,000, just about. Yeah, nearly 10,000. So honestly, Geto's Curse is pretty good, especially for bosses in dungeons, because what he does is he can go through shield. Same with agony, but I'll get into that later. Alright, and up next, let's go with this guy, Snake Man, or Orochimaru. What he does is he applies snake poison, and I don't actually remember what he does. Hold on. So I'm pretty sure with Orochimaru, he just he slows by 20%, I think, and he leaves a dot, but I'm not sure what the percentage is. I'll put it up on the screen if anything. Alright, and for the next one, let's put down Kaneki. Oh, I forgot I can only place 2 down. So what he does is he applies creepy tentacles, and that I'm pretty sure is also just a slowing thing by 20% also. So another thing with these effects is that none of these ones that I'm showing right now, none of them stack. As you can see, snake poison, sticky, and the tentacles, none of them do stack. But later on in the video, I'm going to show you guys the effects that can stack and why they're good. Alright, now let's bring in Dr. Freeze. Dr. Cold, I mean. And with Dr. Cold, what he does is he applies Chilled. And Chilled is basically like all the other slowing effects. But this one I'm pretty sure is 25, either 25 or 35%, I forget. But what's good about Dr. Cold is he leaves like a pool of, here, let me turn on status effects real quick. He leaves like a pool of snow on the ground, and anyone that walks in that also gets slowed, and he keeps it down for like a second, I think. So I think he's pretty good. Pretty good for XP runs at least, because he can slow down all the units pretty good. But yeah, these are the first set of status effects. I'll go over the next ones in the next run. I'll just beat this one real quick. Alright, so for the next set of status effects, I'm gonna have these guys, and I'll show you what they each do. So for Yoruichi, she applies electrify, and what electrify does is it makes them move 50% slower. But I'm pretty sure how it works is they're electrified for half of what their cooldown is. So the longer their cooldown is, the longer the electrify is going to be on them. Alright, and now for Blackbeard, let's put him right here. Let's max him real quick. Okay, let's not max him. Let's give him 3. Okay, so, okay, they're still dead. Now let's keep him at level 1. Alright, so for Blackbeard, he applies agony, and I'm pretty sure with agony it applies a dot on him, which deals damage over time. That's just what dot means, damage over time. And he also does a slowing effect, and I'm pretty sure it's 20% slower. But yeah, same with the first set of status effects. These ones you can't stack. Like electrify, you can't stack that one. That one's just a one-time thing. The second you apply it, it's not going to stack no matter how many electrify units you have on the board. A lot of the effects do pretty much the same thing, but it just differs between 20%, 25%, I think 30%, and 50%. But yeah, same with the others. Sticky also doesn't stack, but there are 3 effects that do stack, which are really good for dungeons and raids. But I'll get to those later. Alright, now let's see Gara. So it doesn't matter what what rarity he is, but his first attack on someone, like this guy, he makes him mummified, and what mummified does is he keeps him in place for, I'm actually not sure how long he keeps him in place for, but I'm pretty sure afterwards it makes him slower by 20%. But after you mummify like an enemy, let's say you mummify like one of these guys over here, you can't mummify the same target. Like, they won't have that effect, like that encasing effect. It's not going to have that for all of them. And for the last one on this list, not the whole list, but on this lineup is Ori, which she applies Ori's daze. Ori daze. But what that does is, I'm pretty sure it's 20% slower. But the thing with her is you have to wait 10 seconds before she gets her effects out. Like, the second you place her, you have to wait 10 seconds, and then after she applies it, you have to wait another 10 seconds before she can reapply it. Which she's honestly really good because she does no damage, and she has a lot of range, which makes it really good for XP farms. But yeah, just same with the others. Her effect doesn't stack, but it's still really good regardless. But alright, let's move on to the next set of effects. So for this one, I'm going to show you guys the somewhat more advanced status effects. And by advanced, I mean they start off as like a little effect, and then you can stack them, and then they turn into a whole different status effect, which is really good for bosses. Alright, so for the first one, okay, so this one doesn't do this one doesn't turn into a different one, but it's purple flames. What it does is it leaves a dot on them, and basically the dot does, I think, 1% of the base damage. So 3.9. Hold on, let me put down a mirror back here, just so we don't die. We still might die. We'll be fine. Let me put a second one down. I can only put one, I forgot. Alright, so here's another one. So blue daze. What blue daze does is, it comes from blue drag, by the way, and anyone on the map gets affected by blue daze as soon as you hit blue drag. But let's upgrade you real quick. And as you guys can see, burning, it's actually stacking. And the second it gets to 10, it turns into incinerated. And what incinerated does is it does a % damage according to the enemy's current HP. So let's see this. Alright, so you see how they're incinerated now, and they're just constantly taking damage, and it's getting lower because it's based on their current HP. Let's fully upgrade them. Alright, and so for the next one, let's go over poison. So what poison does is it's pretty much the same as same as burn, but instead of incinerated, it turns into intoxicated, as you guys see right here. And what intoxicated does is it does damage based on the max HP. So in my opinion, out of the three that can turn into a different effect, I definitely think that intoxicated is the best because it does percent damage based on the max HP. The only thing about intoxicated though is, unlike the other two, you can only get intoxicated once. So once you have these enemies intoxicated, you can't you can't inflict it again, which kind of sucks, but oh well. Alright, and the next one we're gonna go over is, let's put Denji down, is bleed. And bleed, in my opinion, is pretty good, especially for raids. As you can see, one second, he should apply it soon. So lacerated, and what lacerated does is it does a percent damage based on missing HP. So you mainly want to have lacerated once the enemies are below 50% health or lower, because that's when lacerated is going to be really helpful. So yeah, in total there's, I think, 19 different status effects. I'll have a list of all of them on the screen right now. A big shout out to No Tester Cyclone, he made the list. So if you guys are interested in more UTD videos, make sure you go check him out. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for this video. I hope this video helped. I know a lot of people already know about the different status effects and stuff, but I just wanted to make a quick little video on it and how each one of them work. Also, one of the, I want to say more advanced, I guess, the more advanced status effects, like I mentioned before, bleed, burn, and poisoned, they each have their own separate status effects after you get 10 stacks on it, and those 3 different effects are really good for bosses, especially for dungeons or raids. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like, comment down below, let me know what video I should be making next. And also, I do have my Discord server up and running, so if you want to go join that, I am hosting gold grinds and dungeon grinds. Also, if you want to chat, I'm also going to be there a lot of the times. I do have it on my phone, so if anything, I can check messages on my phone and reply to anyone. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.